The Princess in Training, Leonor's secret military diary revealed. At dawn, while most of Spain is still asleep, a young woman stands perfectly still as the flag rises. Her boots are dusty, her back is straight, her jaw set with a discipline far beyond her years. She is not just rehearsing a ceremony. She is rehearsing a future. And if a diary existed, inked in the quiet moments between drills and duty, this is the story it would tell. Introduction. When a crown meets a uniform. Princess Leonor of Spain has been photographed countless times, at official ceremonies, in elegant dresses, beside her parents, King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, carrying the quiet composure expected of a future queen. But behind the polished images lies another version of Leonor, one rarely seen, rarely discussed, and deeply fascinating. This is the Leonor who trades palace corridors for military grounds. The Leonor who wakes before sunrise, marches in formation, learns command, obedience, and sacrifice. The Leonor who must master not only diplomacy and tradition, but also the realities of leadership under pressure. What happens when a princess becomes a cadet? What thoughts follow her into barracks at night? What doubts, fears, and quiet victories shape her transformation? This article pulls back the curtain on Leonor the trainee, imagining the pages of a secret military diary, not as gossip or scandal, but as a deeply human lens into a historic preparation. Through context, analysis, and narrative insight, we explore what Leonor's military journey truly means for her, for Spain, and for the future of modern monarchy. Stay with me until the end, because this is not just a story about a princess learning to salute. It's about a crown being forged through discipline. Chapter 1. Why a future queen needs military training. To understand Leonor's military path, we must first understand Spain. Spain's monarchy is constitutional, modern, and symbolic, but deeply tied to the armed forces. The King of Spain is the commander-in-chief of the military, a role that is not merely ceremonial. It represents unity, stability, and the ultimate responsibility to protect the nation. Leonor, as the heir to the throne, cannot simply inherit this title. She must earn its legitimacy. Military training serves several crucial purposes. Constitutional legitimacy. A future monarch must understand the armed forces she will one day lead. National unity. Military service connects the crown to citizens from all backgrounds. Personal discipline. It tests character in ways no classroom ever could. Symbolic leadership. A queen who has trained alongside soldiers commands deeper respect. For Leonor, military education is not optional. It is destiny, mapped out long before she could choose it. Chapter 2. Leaving the palace behind. Imagine the moment. A suitcase packed not by royal attendants, but with regulation uniforms. Civilian clothes folded away. Jewelry left behind. Hair tied back not for style, but for standard. For the first time, Leonor steps into a world where her title means nothing. No one salutes because she is a princess. They salute only if she earns it. Military academies are designed to strip away individuality and privilege. Everyone wakes at the same hour. Everyone follows the same orders. Everyone is corrected publicly. Everyone fails at some point. For Leonor, this transition is profound. In a palace, privacy is rare but comfort is constant. In the military, privacy vanishes, and so does comfort. If Leonor kept a diary, the early pages would likely be filled with shock. The physical exhaustion. The silence at night, the realization that she cannot ask for special treatment, even when her body aches. This is where the princess begins to disappear, and the leader begins to form. Chapter 3. The first lessons, obedience before command. One of the most misunderstood aspects of military training is this: it is not about power. It is about obedience. Before Leonor can command troops, she must learn to follow orders without hesitation. This lesson is especially challenging for someone raised to one day give orders herself. Military training teaches precision over emotion, responsibility over comfort, collective success over individual pride. Imagine Leonor standing in formation, corrected sharply for a minor mistake. There is no room for explanation. No appeal to status. Just acknowledgement and improvement. A diary entry might read, "Today I was corrected in front of everyone. My instinct was to shrink, but I didn't. I corrected my stance and stayed still. No one treated me differently." I think that's the point. This is humility in action. And for a future queen, humility is power. Chapter 4. Physical limits and mental strength. Military training is brutal, not because it aims to punish, but because it aims to prepare. Leonor's body, once accustomed to formal events and academic schedules, must now endure long marches, physical conditioning, sleep deprivation, weather exposure, repetitive drills. But the real challenge is mental. When muscles burn and lungs scream for air, the mind asks dangerous questions. Why am I here? Do I really need to do this? Can't someone else carry this responsibility? These are not weak thoughts. They are human ones. What matters is what comes after. Leonor cannot quit, not because quitting is forbidden, but because her future demands resilience. Every step she pushes through becomes symbolic. If she can endure this, she can endure the crown. Chapter 5. Anonymous among cadets. One of the most fascinating aspects of Leonor's training is anonymity. Yes, everyone knows who she is. But in daily routine, she is not addressed as, Your Royal Highness. She is addressed as a cadet. This anonymity is rare and powerful. She eats the same food, sleeps in the same conditions, is graded by the same standards. For someone raised in extraordinary circumstances, this enforced normalcy can be both grounding and unsettling. If Leonor's diary existed, it might reveal moments of unexpected joy. I laughed today, not because of anything royal or important, just a joke shared after drills. For a moment, I was simply one of them. These moments matter. They connect her to the people she will one day represent. Chapter 6. Learning leadership without a crown. True leadership is never taught by lectures alone. In military training, leadership emerges in moments of stress. When someone falls behind on a march. When morale drops. When mistakes affect the entire group. Leonor must learn to lead without authority. She cannot say, I am the future queen. She must say, follow me, because I am capable. This is perhaps the most valuable lesson of all. Leadership based on respect lasts longer than leadership based on rank. Chapter 7. The weight of observation. Leonor is never truly alone. Every step she takes is observed, not just by instructors, but by the public, the media, and history itself. A single misstep can become a headline. A moment of weakness can be exaggerated. A success can be dismissed as privilege. This pressure is immense. In her imagined diary, Leonor might write, sometimes the silence is heavier than the noise. I know I am watched, even when no one is looking. This awareness sharpens her discipline. It forces maturity. It reminds her that her personal journey is inseparable from Spain's expectations. Chapter 8. Gender, Tradition, and a New Model of Strength. Leonor's military training also carries cultural weight. While women have long served in Spain's armed forces, a future queen in full military formation still challenges old perceptions. She is not being trained to be symbolic. She is being trained to be competent. This matters, especially to young women watching from afar. Leonor represents a new model of royal femininity. Strength without aggression, authority without arrogance, discipline without losing empathy. She does not need to mimic past kings. She is creating her own version of command. Chapter 9. The Quiet Cost of Duty. No training is without sacrifice. Leonor's military path means time away from family, limited personal freedom, missed milestones, emotional isolation. These are costs few people acknowledge. The crown demands not just service, but surrender. If her diary were real, its most honest pages might not describe triumphs, but longing. I miss being just someone's daughter. Here, I am becoming something else. This transformation is bittersweet, necessary, but not painless. Chapter 10. Why this training changes everything. When Leonor completes her military education, she will not simply return to royal life unchanged. She will walk differently, speak differently, decide differently. Military training does not create rulers, it reveals them. Spain will not just see a princess who followed tradition. It will see a woman who chose endurance over ease, preparation over appearance. And that changes how a future queen is perceived. Chapter 11. The diary that will never be published, but will be felt. There may never be an actual diary. No leaked pages. No handwritten confessions. But the impact of this invisible record will live on. In Leonor's posture during national addresses. In her calm during crises. In her understanding of command and consequence. The secret military diary is written not in ink, but in habit, memory, and character. Conclusion: a crown forged in silence. The most powerful transformations happen quietly. Not on balconies. Not in speeches. Not in headlines. They happen at dawn, in training grounds, under pressure, without applause. Princess Leonor's military journey is not about spectacle. It is about substance. One day, when she stands as Queen of Spain, few will remember the exact drills she performed or the hours she marched. But they will feel the result. A queen who knows discipline. A leader who understands sacrifice. A monarch shaped not just by birth, but by training. And somewhere, between salutes and silence, the princess in training became something more. She became ready.